Hey everyone, and welcome to What Did I Miss? Where today I thought I would round up all the recent news about the upcoming season of The Orville, which includes a possible hint as to the release date of the season, as well as an ex-crew member's return. It has been almost 2 months since my last Season 3 update on The Orville, and that is because not a lot of information has been released about the upcoming season. Co-producer of the show, Tom Constantino, is very conscious of keeping secrets under wraps, and has many times on social media referenced the NDA, or non-disclosure agreement that he and the rest of the crew have with the series. But of course, stuff leaks out, and even the producers have shared some more details about the season, so here I thought I would share what I've been tracking with you, and let you decide what you think. This is always more fun when I hear from you too, so let me know in the comments what you expect out of the third season of The Orville, and how excited you are about it. I also have some news about the revival of a sci-fi series and movie that I really enjoyed back in the 90s at the end of this video that I will share with those of you that are still interested. As I mentioned, I did do an in-depth video back in March of 2021 of what is known about the third season of The Orville and what changes to expect. So if you'd like to watch that, I will link it here in the video as well as in the description. But since then, there have been some more developments that make the upcoming season that much more interesting. First, the show did release a picture of the new uniforms for the third season, and I really like the new gold color within the design. If you recall, a good portion of the Planetary Union fleet was destroyed in their battle with the Kaylon towards the end of the second season. This would be a good time to change things up if you are rebuilding your fleet, and this would also allow the series to further accentuate a passage of time to occur since the last season if they plan to do that. Many have also assumed that since so many valuable ships in the fleet were destroyed, that the Orville would now be a more important ship to the Union than they were shown to be when the series began, especially since they were responsible for the defeat of the Kaylon. This would also make for some great development for the characters if now they are being counted on to take care of the most important missions for the Union. I'm sure the first few episodes of the season will establish this, and I can't wait to see what they come up with. Speaking of the first few episodes, as I said in my prior video, about 5 episodes of the third season were filmed before the show went on hiatus due to the pandemic. Filming has since resumed, of course, but there was a report that completing these earlier episodes with newly shot scenes is proving to be more difficult than imagined and is prolonging the process of completing any episodes. This may be a reason why we have not gotten a definitive date yet for when the first season of the third season will be released. But since the series will now be shown on Hulu, historically that service does not promote new material more than a month or 2 in advance. So I would not expect a teaser trailer or anything else before we get an actual trailer with live footage. As far as I can tell, no one knows for sure when the third season will air, but there have been a lot of rumors that state that Hulu is prepping the show for an October 2021 release. The third season will be 11 episodes, with each being 12 to 15 minutes longer than the episodes released on Fox, which means that even though there will be less episodes, the total viewable minutes of the season will be about the same. There's also reported to be more 2-part episodes, which makes sense since the second season 2-part episode Identity is regarded as the best or one of the best episodes of The Orville. As far as casting changes and rumors, I did mention in that prior video that there will be a new cast member in actress Ann Winters as the character Charlie Burke. Nothing is known outside of this information, but she could be a replacement for John Lamar on the bridge as he is now the chief engineer. There's a chance that she could be assigned to Isaac in some way, as the Union probably does not want him going rogue again and endangering the fleet, and the crew of the Orville has shown that they will forget orders if it saves their crew. Australian actress Eliza Taylor, who is known for her work on the series The 100, was cast in a guest starring role, and while her character has not been revealed, from the picture she posted on social media, I would guess that she will be playing an alien under heavy prosthetic. The first 2 seasons were filled with guest stars that you may not have noticed at first glance, such as Jason Alexander appearing as a bartender, and Bruce Willis voicing a sentient flower, as well as many actors from the Star Trek franchise that did appear. Speaking of which, there was a rumor that a former captain of the Enterprise may be returning, and that is Scott Bakula, who faithfully played the heart of the show, Captain Jonathan Archer. Recently, this rumor has picked up steam since the series Mr. Bakula was starring on, NCIS New Orleans, has been cancelled. If he does not get to appear on Star Trek, I think having the former captain show up on the Orville may please my nerd heart just as much. It would also be somewhat of a full circle moment for show creator and star Seth MacFarlane, as he played a character on the Enterprise many years ago. Jonathan Frakes is another Star Trek actor who could possibly show up, as he has a history with the series as a director, but for the third season only Seth MacFarlane and John Kaiser will be directing episodes, which frees Mr. Frakes up for an acting gig. One rumor that is also gaining a lot of steam is that former cast member Halston Sage will be returning. Miss Sage left the series during the second season, and the official reason that was released to the public was that she was to star in a new show named Prodigal Son for the Fox network. At the time, it was also stated that she was free to return to the Orville if she wished, and she was even included in an episode towards the end of the season, albeit playing a character in a now defunct timeline. After 2 seasons, the series Prodigal Son has now been cancelled, and the Orville has been given more focus on a new network, Hulu, after being treated like Seth MacFarlane's other show during their time on Fox. So it would make a lot of sense for Miss Sage to return, since she was a fan favorite during her time on the show. The complication now is that her part has been replaced, and now Jessica Soar is playing Chief of Security Lieutenant Tala, who is also Zilean. In my opinion though, I do not think that this is really an obstacle, since Miss Sage could come back as another character. Her former character Alara was under heavy makeup, so she could return as a new character under different makeup, or she could play a human with little makeup and still pull off a different character. Shows have done this before with returning actors who have been replaced, such as the series Roseanne, finding a way to include both actresses that played the Becky character in their revival. But let me know in the comments, would you like to see Halston Sage back? And if so, do you want to see her as Alara, or does it not matter to you? Now, there was a rumor back then that one of the reasons she left the show was because of a personal relationship she had with Seth MacFarlane, and that was getting in the way of the series. But if these people are professionals, I highly doubt something like that would get in the way, especially since it seems like the actress left on very good terms. Also, they would not be the only former couple on the set that needs to work together now. In case you are not aware, stars Adrian Palicki and Scott Grimes got married and divorced since the end of the 2nd season of the show. The couple announced their engagement in January of 2019 and then got married in May a few months later, but ultimately filed for divorce in July of 2020. No word yet on if Norm Macdonald and Penny Johnson have begun a romance as well. Finally, onto some fun social media posts from the cast, which include this one from Scott Grimes in a Western-themed outfit. Before you jump to the theory that this will be a time travel episode, remember the Orville does have a device known as the Environmental Simulator, which is basically like the holodeck on Star Trek. So this could be an adventure that he and the rest of the bridge crew go on for one scene in an episode. Producer John Kaiser has also been posting pics from the backlot at Universal Studios Hollywood, letting us know that the Orville is shooting there. If you are not aware of the area, some of the most famous movies made in America have been shot on this lot, such as Jaws and Back to the Future. Maybe Gordon took the crew back to one of these classic sets, and we will see them play out a scene from one of these movies, like the Western-themed Back to the Future 3. Jessica Soar, who I mentioned earlier, and who joined the cast in the 2nd season as Tala, has been posting pictures as she is getting used to motherhood on the set. She has also been posting videos, including this one of her working out. Since I am nothing but a slave to the fans, I watched this video just to see if there are any clues as to the 3rd season of the Orville. There wasn't. Moving on, that was all I have this time for the Orville. But I did promise you some news about another sci-fi series that is getting revived, and that is the 1998 movie Alien Nation. I remember that I loved this movie when it came out and watched the series for the one season it was on, as well as a few of the made-for-TV movies. If you are not familiar with it, it was about 2 cops in Los Angeles, but one of them happens to be from another planet. The movie starred James Caan and Mandy Patinkin, and the characters were recast for the short-lived series with frequent Star Trek collaborators Gary Graham and Eric Pierpoint starring. It was a really smart concept that has been attempted again many times after, with the movie Bright coming to mind, which used orcs and other mythical creatures instead of aliens. But at its best, the series is more akin to the themes brought up in movies like District 9 about how coexistence between 2 cultures, or in this case species, can be difficult and why that is. Earlier this year, there was a report that the project was being pitched as a 10-part series that would be basically a remake, and that Jeff Nichols, who wrote and directed Midnight Special, would also direct this. Let me know in the comments, were you a fan of Alien Nation, and would you like to see it revive? I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please let me know by hitting that like button. Also, if you have not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing, as about 95% of my views come from non-subscribers. Thank you very much for clicking on this video, and I will see you next time on What Did I Miss?